Welcome back to Futureland, where we talk about the hottest news about technology, showing you the latest and most incredible gadgets out there. In today's video, I'll be sharing a brand new reality that's gonna light up the world. Gadgets such as smartwatches, hearing aids, smartphones, and electric cars need the energy to work without being directly attached to a power source. This is why batteries are definitely essential in this modern world, as no gadget would be able to work without these at hand. Even world-class companies race to bring the best battery into the market. The new battery everyone's hyping up into these days is known to be the nuclear diamond battery. Curious to know how long it lasts? Well, it can function for up to 28,000 years. Lend me your ears as we talk about what this novel battery is all about, how it functions, and why everyone is talking about it. Many people are going against the idea of using nuclear materials as a means to power our daily appliances and gadgets. Hear us out on this cool gadget that will be the source of power in the years to come. Did you know that the waste coming from nuclear material is capable of creating a power source? This is where the nuclear diamond batteries come into play from what was once a lithium-ion battery. Bearing this in mind, are you open to the idea of using nuclear power plant waste materials to power up your electric car or smartphone? The lithium-ion battery has been a crucial actor in the development of our electronics today. It is the most often used battery in all other gadgets. Despite this, the disadvantages of the said battery are rampant, which can be really evident in electronic cars. A lot of people are reluctant to purchase electronic cars. This is due to the fact that they have low energy density. This means they have to weigh a ton to be able for the car to drive at greater lengths, which makes them behind gas-powered automobiles. Another pitfall for this kind of battery is its charging time. In spite of having the most powerful charger, you could end up staying in a location for days just to be able to fully charge a device. This can be really time-consuming in comparison to just filling up your own gas tank, right? Right. Not only that, but also lithium-ion batteries can be heavy in our wallets, even with their marked down prices. The batteries are still considered the most expensive component of an electric vehicle, which owners shy away from.
Nope.
Because in reality, due to the battery, electric automobiles are substantially more expensive than their ICE counterparts. Lastly, one concern is their battery duration. Just like all batteries, lithium-ion ones are not an exception, for they also put their lives on the line. It just simply means they degrade with time. The issue is more visible in devices such as cell phones, whose batteries may struggle to keep a reasonable charge. Bring out your smartphone from 5 years ago. After a few years of use, and you'll see it doesn't survive as long as it was when it was brand new. The problem comes in with electric cars because charging is not an option. When it degrades, you need to completely change and purchase a new battery. This step can be really costly and will surely eat your money from your banks. This is the reason why experts have been eyeing the idea of producing a perfect battery by exploring various battery components and materials. One of the batteries that came about is the solid-state battery, a more sophisticated variant of the lithium-ion battery. However, despite several advantages such as better graphing batteries, safety and longer greater energy density, lossless batteries, and many others, nothing still beats the durability of nuclear diamond batteries. Nuclear diamond batteries can endure thousands of years whilst also contributing to the environment as they degrade. What may be considered a risk? Consider the battery in your smartphone lasting more than 28,000 years. In 2016, a group of chemists, physicists, and researchers gathered at the University of Bristol to study what they named as the beta voltaic device. The name came about because it is powered by the beta decay of nuclear power plant waste. The batteries, however, became renowned as radioactive diamond batteries. A common beta voltaic exo battery is composed of several thin layers. As the nuclear material degrades, beta particles are emitted, which breaks electrons away in the semiconductor, resulting in electrical energy. The energy capacity of the radioactive source, on the other hand, is smaller. Thus, nuclear batteries are substantially less efficient than other forms of batteries the further they are from the semiconductor. But fret not, because there is a solution out there: chemical vapor disposition. A procedure that is commonly applied to create synthetic diamonds is the method utilized to create radioactive batteries. Researchers have altered the procedure to create radioactive diamonds, though by employing radioactive methane that may be obtained from radiated reactor graphite blocks and contains the radioactive isotope carbon-14. Once subjected to beta radiation, these diamonds can operate as a radioactive source and a semiconductor, creating a long-lasting battery that may not require recharging. It can recharge itself endlessly with little to no detectable decay over centuries, thanks to the nuclear waste that it contains inside. Nano Diamond Batteries, also known as NBD, is one of the nuclear diamond battery startups. They developed their batteries on advanced alpha, beta, and neutron voltaic technologies based on diamonds for long-lasting and ecological energy batteries, intending to power gadgets from space rovers to medical technology devices. Layers of incredibly thin paneled nanodiamonds have been used by NBD to construct their nuclear diamond batteries. Can you imagine how small 1 nanometer is? It is equal to 1/1000th of a meter. What? Due to their high heat conductivity, which makes them perfect for electronic gadgets, the company favors diamonds. Diamonds are actually the most well-known natural heat conductor and are up to 4 times more efficient than copper or silver. The diamonds created by this chemical vapor deposition, as a matter of fact, are bluer and more conductive than typical diamonds. Blue diamonds can be found naturally, although they are uncommon and far more costly than those created artificially. NBD then blends the radioactive isotopes from nuclear waste with the nanodiamonds. In order to create electricity, NBD employs radioactive uranium and plutonium isotopes from radioactive power plant waste. The NBD transducer transforms the incident radiation's kinetic energy into electrical energy by receiving energy from the decay sources and storing it there. Although each battery cell can only provide a tiny quantity of energy, it can be used in enormous quantities to regularly power heavy machinery. The CEO of NBD, Nima Golsharifi, praises the nano diamond battery cell's small size as a benefit for scalability. A wristwatch, which uses about 2 microwatts, is a good candidate for a small NBD cell, for instance. However, you can increase the number of stacked cells to accommodate the demand if you need more power for more features. Golsharifi envisions a nuclear diamond battery that might power satellites or other spacecraft. The famous Voyager twin NASA probes, which use very little power, are an excellent example. They each had 3 multi-100-watt radioisotope thermoelectric generators when they took off in 1977. The initial power output of each generator was just 158 watts, which was not even enough energy to sustain residential lighting for a whole year. Having spent over 40 years in space, the Voyagers are progressively losing power, and NASA has begun turning off systems to prolong their battery life. We might lose contact with them forever if they don't survive for another 10 years. However, they can run for seemingly forever when using nuclear diamond batteries. In our current technology in this world, implants for electronic gadgets can be made only once during the user's lifespan rather than requiring repeated operations, surgeries, or procedures to replace them when their batteries run out. These include things like hearing aids and Elon Musk's Neuralink device, which connects to the brain and can be powered by nuclear diamond batteries, so it doesn't need to be charged frequently to avoid possible brain damage. NBD intends to release a smartwatch as one of its first commercial products with a 2022 launch date as the target. If it actually occurs, you could have a single watch with a single battery that you could hand down to your child, grandchild, and so on. You could actually leave your material things as a legacy or a family treasure through them. We understand that NBD is not yet disclosing all information regarding its nuclear diamond batteries. For instance, we are unaware of the power density. The fact that nuclear diamond batteries are real is what's significant right now. They are in fact things that we would shortly use. This method of using nuclear waste is also environmentally friendly. If you like our content, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to be notified whenever we have a new upload. We will keep you updated on reliable technology news, the latest gadgets, and anything related to the tech world here on Futureland. Thank you for watching, and see you on our next video.